Capsule.
Welcome back. Today, we're diving straight into the second volume of Easygoing Territory Defense by the Optimistic Lord. And believe me, things are about to escalate. We're about to watch our 8-year-old hero go from being a local dragon slayer to a major military commander, and it happens faster than you can believe.
All right, so we're picking up right where we left off. Van Nyferdio just took down a massive forest dragon, and the very practical Lady Panamera gives him some killer advice. What do you do with all that fame and glory? You don't just hang it on your wall, you cash it in for real power. And that one piece of advice, well, that's where everything really kicks off. So here's the game plan for today. We're going to follow Van's crazy journey, from him becoming a baron at just 8 years old to building a fortress that seems downright impossible. We'll see him shock the heck out of the king, face down a full-blown invasion, pull off a retreat that is nothing short of brilliant, and then get ready for the war that's just over the horizon.
Okay, first things first. The loot. Van isn't the type to just celebrate a victory. Nope, he's way smarter than that. He immediately starts converting that dead dragon into cold, hard cash and political capital. This is the foundation for everything to come.
By selling off all the dragon parts, Van pulls in an absolutely insane amount of money. We're talking a staggering 180 platinums at auction. But here's the thing, he doesn't just sit on it. He immediately reinvests in his people, helping the merchants Bell and Rango start their own company. This isn't just a payday for him. It's his first major play on the economic chessboard.
You know, word travels fast when an 8-year-old takes down a dragon. When King Dino hears about it back in the capital, he doesn't even hesitate. He promotes Van to the rank of Baron, officially giving him his own land. This one move gives Van legitimacy and, crucially, protects him from his own family's political games.
So, with a shiny new title and his pockets overflowing with gold, Van gets right to work. And he's not just building some little village, he is engineering an impenetrable stronghold, turning his home from a nameless dot on the map into the legendary fortress city of Cito.
And the population just explodes. He brings in 300 refugees who are escaping high taxes. He builds a whole new base for adventurers who are flocking to a newly found dungeon. And then, and this is just pure genius, he has 150 slaves bought, only to immediately free them and give them jobs. Just like that, he's got a fiercely loyal workforce that becomes the core of his very own chivalric order.
And this is where you really see Van's mind work on a whole other level. He's got this incredible technical skill, right? He develops these advanced ballistae. But he also sees his friend Arte and her feared marionette magic not as a liability, but a strategic asset. He then takes all these new citizens and organizes them into Cito's first official knightly order.
You know, he doesn't just put up with Artie's magic, he champions it. He personally crafts these enormous mithril puppets that only she can control. He takes something that brought her fear and shame and helps her turn it into this incredible power, used for both fun and, as we're about to find out, for war.
So naturally, the rumors about this boy baron and his miracle village start spreading like wildfire. They get so wild that the king of Stupicaria, Dino himself, decides he needs to go see this place with his own 2 eyes. And what he finds just leaves him and his chancellor completely stunned. They were expecting, a rustic little border town. Instead, they're greeted by this multi-layered, star-shaped fortress that looks absolutely impregnable. And the chancellor's reaction pretty much says it all. I mean, just look at the difference between what they expected and what they found. They thought they'd see a simple wooden fence. They saw state-of-the-art fortifications. They thought they'd find a struggling village. They found a thriving town allied with rare demi-humans. And they thought they'd meet a kid in over his head, but instead, they find a boy who can forge legendary metals like it's nothing.
Of course, right as Cito's power is finally getting the recognition it deserves, that power is about to be put to the ultimate test. A small-scale attack ends up revealing a much, much bigger threat, and the stakes jump from nation-building to an all-out war for survival.
So, Van's new anti-air defenses easily swat a Wyvern Scout out of the sky. But that one victory uncovers a terrifying truth. A massive, secret invasion by the Kingdom of Yelenetta is already underway. Using their air force and some seriously powerful explosives, their army just blitzes through the kingdom's defenses and captures the vital fortress city of Scudded.
Van gets the order to go help out, which throws him straight into his first real battle. But by the time he gets there, winning is completely off the table. The new mission is just to get out alive.
When he arrives, he finds Scudded has fallen and the main army, led by his own estranged father, of all people, is in a full-blown retreat. So what does Van do?
He makes a critical command decision. He rolls out his mobile war wagons and unleashes Arte's combat puppets, not for some suicide charge, but to pull off a brilliant hit-and-run that covers the entire army's escape. So, what's the final tally? In the midst of a catastrophic defeat for the kingdom, Van's brand new Sito forces managed to shield the entire retreating army and get back home with 0 casualties. A big, fat 0. It's an absolutely incredible achievement, and it proves just how valuable his strategy and his tech really are.
So they make it back to the safety of Sito, but the war is far from over. With the enemy now dug in at a key fortress, Van is already thinking about the next phase of the war.
He actually takes a moment to celebrate his 9th birthday. But while everyone else is celebrating, his mind is already back on the battlefield. His birthday gift to himself? He immediately starts designing powerful new trebuchets, siege weapons made for one purpose, to help the kingdom take back the city of Skudjed.
Look, Van has proven he can build an impregnable fortress. He's proven he can save an entire army from annihilation. But retaking a conquered city, that's a whole different level of warfare. He's laid the foundation, but now he has to bring the firepower. The real battle for Skudjed is about to begin, and we'll have to see if a 9-year-old's genius can actually turn the tide of a war in Volume 3.
Plot Capsule,